Sherry Birkin is an American federal agent attached to the Division of Security Operations. As a child, she was placed in protective custody after her parents' deaths during the Raccoon City destruction incident. During the outbreak, Sherry was infected with the G virus, but was treated with the vaccine soon after. Because of her exposure to the virus, Sherry gained lifelong regenerative abilities. Years later, her G virus-laced blood will be used by bioterrorist and Neo-Umbrella leader Carla Radames to engineer the C virus and its enhanced strain. It was primarily used during the 2012 to 2013 global bioterrorist attacks. Early life. Sherry was born around the year 1986 to doctors William and Annette Birkin, two virologists who took part in T-virus research at Umbrella's isolated Arkley laboratory. Sherry's relationship with her parents was strained due to their busy work schedules, and despite their early 1990s transfer to Raccoon City Underground Laboratory in the Industrial District, she was frequently neglected. Her parents were senior researchers of the G Virus Project, a eugenics project that oversaw the creation of Golgotha, a progenitor strain they believed could be used to improve the human race. Little else is known of this stage of Sherry's life, although she was enrolled as a student at East Raccoon Elementary. Her mother also entrusted her with a locket, disguised as her 11th birthday present, that was related to her and William's research. As a potential security risk, Sherry's safety was important to her parents, who wanted her to stay away from strangers who could be after Golgotha, Raccoon City incident. On the night of Tuesday, September 22nd, the Umbrella Security Service infiltrated the laboratory, shot Sherry's father, and stole his samples of Golgotha. With a single remaining sample, William infected himself, transformed into the monster simply known as G, and killed the attackers, but released the T virus into the sewers in the process. The virus eventually spread to Raccoon City's drinking water. As the T virus showed itself on Thursday, September 24th, it reached a critical mass that eventually turned tens of thousands of residents into mutants, overwhelming the efforts and resources of the Raccoon Police Department and Raccoon Fire Department to stop the outbreak. Sherry was pulled out of her lessons at East Raccoon Elementary School and made her way to the police station, though found in a dangerous environment with more people transforming from contaminated water. Keeping away from the violence, Sherry took to hiding around the police station. On the night of Tuesday, September 29th, she met another survivor, Claire Redfield, who was new to the city searching for her missing brother. Redfield had entered the building along with rookie police officer Leon S. Kennedy. Leon became aware of Sherry during his search of the building and resisted the urge to commit suicide in order to keep her safe, though he saw little of her. While traversing the sewers, she fell and was parasitized by G. Sherry's condition deteriorated rapidly due to the progression of Golgotha infection by the parasite. Sherry was taken to the Raccoon City Underground Laboratory by Claire and was put to bed in the security room due to her fatigue, while Claire searched for information on how to save her from the infection. Claire had a brief encounter with Annette, who provided Claire with information to create a vial of devil, a vaccine for Golgotha. Sherry was successfully treated with the vaccine before it had time to completely transform her, though the alterations to her genome were not corrected. Sherry, Claire, and Leon boarded the escape train at the laboratory's bottom platform and escaped the facility as it self-destructed. It was soon discovered that G was also on board and began destroying the rear carriages, still responding to his need to track down Sherry. He was killed in an explosion, either from the train detonating or due to the train carriage being decoupled and consumed by the laboratory's explosion. At the train tunnel's exit, the three found themselves in the plains of Arkley County. Though they initially stayed together, Kennedy began pressuring Redfield to leave him and Sherry behind and continue searching for her missing brother. Kennedy and Sherry were soon after located by the authorities, and she was placed in state custody, and a government department sought to use her for their own Golgotha research. Her safety was guaranteed by Kennedy, who accepted an offer to work as an agent in their new anti-umbrella pursuit and investigation team. 8. Due to severe threat posed by people such as Dr. Albert Weskier, Sherry was kept tightly in the household of Derek C. Simmons, a leading American civil servant who planned to use her for private research following the closure of the American Bioweapons Project. During her years in custody, Simmons' team were able to develop the C virus from her own regular blood sample extractions. With the death of Dr. Weskier in 2009 at the hands of the BSA operative Chris Redfield, Sherry was offered the chance to be free of her protective custody if she were to gain employment as one of their agents. Having grown up increasingly aware of the effects of bioterrorism, Sherry agreed to the offer. In December 2012, Sherry served in the Division of Security Operations, a government organization built to investigate and combat bioterrorism. By this point, the near-completed C virus viral weapon was being tested across the world and had made its mark in Edonia. Sherry received orders to locate Jake Muller, the son of Dr. Weskier, and bring him back to the United States so blood samples could be taken for vaccine research. Their escape from the city was arduous, in part due to Muller's affiliation with the Edonian Liberation Army, making him a target for the BSA. After arriving at the city hall, the two were picked up by a BSA helicopter and flown out of the city. During the flight over the mountains, they were attacked by the paramilitary unit Neo Umbrella and crashed. As she and Muller trekked across the mountains, they were captured by the Ustanak and the C virus creator, Dr. Carla Radames, and taken out to China. After 6 months of experimentation by Neo Umbrella while sealed within a laboratory complex, Sherry and Muller finally made their escape, traveling to a medical facility and later speeding down the streets of Lanxiang, all the while being chased by Javo. Regaining contact with Simmons, Sherry was ordered to rendezvous with him at the Kunlun building in Kuchu. En route, the pair ran into Agent Kennedy and Helena Harper near the ruins of a downed passenger airplane. From them, they learned that Simmons was responsible for the recent bioterror attacks, but she and Muller continued on to see Simmons in person. Arriving at the building just after Kennedy and Harper, Sherry demanded the truth and further discovered President Adam Benford had been killed in one such attack. Jake and Sherry tried to escape as Simmons' bodyguards began shooting, but were captured by Javo loyal to Dr. Adamas, who had chosen to betray Simmons. Sherry and Jake woke up in an underwater laboratory complex on the Chinese coastline. There, they discovered the BSA agents Chris Redfield and Piers Nibbins, who arrived at the request of Agent Kennedy. When a giant cocoon hatched, the four were forced to split up. Sherry and Muller made their way onto a train tunneling facility, where the mighty Ustanak appeared again for a last showdown. The two were able to kill the creature and escape the facility's destruction on board the train. After the events of Lanxiang, Jake handed over his blood sample to Sherry and left. Sherry, inside an airplane, received a message from Jake saying that he lowered his original asking price of $50 million to just $50. From his blood, a vaccine for the C virus was distilled, and the outbreak was gradually contained.